So you and I both know that stress kills, but one of the things that we may or may not be aware of is that stress permeates every single area of our life, from our finances to our health, to our relationships, to our career, to our recreation, to things that we do for fun. So how do we actually solve that problem, and what is stress? My name is Benjamin Harvey, and welcome to this month's video newsletter. So, we want to get over stress, right? Now here's the thing, what is stress? Well, it's been defined as a state of adverse circumstances resulting in tension inside the nervous system. I don't know what that means, but I've definitely been stressed before, and I'm sure you have too. So what I find is stress is one of these experiences where we are contemplating too many things at once, or we are concerned about how we're going to get things done in the future, or we just can't seem to get on top of what's happening in the present moment. No matter how you experience stress in your own life, it's important to work out very, very specific and effective ways to deal with it. Now, if I was going to give you a complex strategy right now on how to fix stress, that's not going to help either of us. So what we need now is the most simplified version of how we actually work through stress. Now, over the years, I've worked with thousands of people, and one of the common things that I find is they do get overwhelmed on a regular basis. And that overwhelm does lead to procrastination. So I have seen many different techniques, but today I'd like to teach you the one that I find to be the most valuable. Now, I do have a little flip chart here on the side of me, which I'm sure you can see, and I'm going to be using that right now with you. Here is my simple strategy for overcoming stress so it doesn't debilitate you, allow you to hit procrastination and stop you from moving forward. Here's how I do it. The very first thing I like to do is grab myself a sheet of paper. And what I do with that sheet of paper is I brain dump every single task I could possibly think that I need to do at all in any way, shape or form. And I just make a list of all these tasks. I just start writing them down one after another, after another, after another. And I pretty much get down every single task I can think of in all the different areas. So I'm going with my life sectors, so in my relationships, in my family, in my partnership, in my health, every single thing that I think I need to do. The reason I do this is because I want to get it out of my head and onto a piece of paper. What I do next is I look down the list and I think to myself, if I was just to do one of these activities successfully, which one would allow me to experience the greatest level of results or improvement in any area of my life? So which one of these activities would allow me to get the greatest level of improvement or results in any area of my life? And I look down the list and I find one. So it might be this one. Record a newsletter, and I put a little 1 next to it. Then I check in again, I think, well, what else, if I was just to do this activity and nothing else, would certainly improve the quality of my life or the area of my life that I'm working on. And I pick another one, so I might pick a 2 there, and I pick one more and I put a 3 here. Now what I'm left with is I'm left with 3 specific tasks that if I just did these tasks correctly, they would improve the quality of my life and improve the results that I'm getting. What I then like to do is flip the page over and actually get these 3 tasks and just have them on a piece of paper. Now the reason I like to flip the page over is because now I'm reducing my ability to experience stress. In fact, if you talk to any type of psychologist or psychiatrist out there, a lot of them will explain stress as being focusing on too many things at once. So once I flip the page over and I've got just 3 items, I then like to pick just one of them. So I might decide that this item here is the one that I most want to be working on, and that's the one that's going to get me the best results. So what do I do from there? I play a little game called What 3 Things. What 3 Things is a simple way of getting a big task and chunking it down to the right size so you can actually move forward with effortless ease. So I might say, well, you know, the thing I want to do is this thing, I want to do a newsletter. So what 3 things have to occur for me to do a newsletter? Well, I need to set up the lights. I need to get an idea of the script. I need to also get the camera ready and charged up. Once I get that under control, then I think to myself, well, what 3 things have to occur to set the lights up? Well, I need to have power cords. I need to know exactly the positions of the lights. And I also need to know what type of lighting I'll be using for this specific newsletter. Once I know that, then I can break down the power cords and so on and so forth. And what you find is by breaking down these big tasks into little items, you start to move through this thing called stress. So in summary of today's newsletter, I guess what I want to tell you is the most effective strategy is, first of all, brain dump out everything that's happening inside your mind. Step number 2, pick 3 items off that list that if you only did those, that improve the quality of your life. And then step number 3, pick one of those 3 items and break it down, asking yourself what 3 things are essential to creating this outcome. If you do this process correctly, you will find that stress begins to melt away and it certainly becomes a thing of the past. But the most important thing is you have to work it, you have to work the process, and in doing so, you'll be able to remove stress from your life. I hope you've enjoyed this. By the way, if you would like to share this information with your friends, please do so. If you want to tweet it or Facebook it or forward it or Twitter it, I mean, I don't even know what they're called anymore. But if you want to do those things, please do so. And if you want to spend a little bit more time, you think to yourself, how can I get more strategies like this? We've put together a signature event that we call the Turning Point Intensive. It's a 2-day program where you can come and lock yourself in a room. Don't worry, you're not locked in there permanently. But you can come into a room and sit down and unpack things like all the goals in each sector of your life, accelerate your purpose, find out what your mission is, find out how to liberate your heart and your mind, and really learn how to elevate your life to the next level. It's an incredibly powerful event, and below this video is some dates and an ability for you to actually book in. Now, the tickets are actually complimentary. So if you happen to be in Australia when these dates are on, please book yourself in and come along to the event, because you're absolutely going to love it. If you're wanting to find your purpose, or you want to do a little bit of healing in your life, or you want to set some really clear goals and put some systems in place that allow you to have a very fulfilling life and really an inspired journey, then please come along to this event. You can register below, and until we meet again, share your light, live your love, and do whatever it takes to be your own best friend. I'll see you soon.